Question number 2, Nanette Milne.
To ask the Scottish Executive what progress has been made in increasing the number of new farming entrants.
Minister Stewart Stevenson.
The Government has always put a high priority in encouraging new entrants to farming. We were the first administration to introduce a dedicated new entrant support, which so far has delivered £1.1 million of support to 65 new entrants. And earlier this year, the Cabinet Secretary announced a new advice package for new entrants, which is now being developed with the Scottish Agricultural College. In addition, the Cabinet Secretary intends to make an announcement soon on plans to hold a new entrant summit and set up a new entrant panel to determine what can be done under the future Common Agricultural Policy to encourage new entrants.
Nanette Milne.
I thank the Minister for his response, part of which puzzles me slightly. I meet regularly with farming representatives and know they are very concerned at what is becoming an ageing industry, as well as the limited opportunities which exist for new young entrants to the industry. In the last Parliament, ministers promised to introduce a £10 million a year or year-on-year new entrant scheme. In reality, the SNP only delivered a £10 million programme over the whole course of the last Parliament, which delivered limited new opportunities for new entrants. What steps does the Scottish Government plan to take in this Parliament to support new opportunities for the next generation of Scottish farmers? And will the Minister agree to report back to the Parliament on how many new entrants are being assisted as the Parliament goes on?
Minister.
I'm unhappy to share and agree that an issue for our industry is the increasing age of farmers. In the period 2000 to 2007, the number of those under 45 fell. Indeed, the number over 65 rose from 22% in 2000 to 27% in 2007. We have, of course, a fundamental challenge in front of us with CAP reform. The proposals that are before us at the moment would inhibit our ability to support new entrants, and I think it's very important that we get the support that we require in Scotland to address the issue of new entrants from the UK Government, who, for the time being, have the lead in negotiating in this matter.
Claire Baker.
To agree that, while the measures he has identified are welcome, a fundamental issue for new entrants is access to farming land and tenancies. And the Tenant Farming Forum is identified as the body to take these concerns forward, but does he accept that the recent Moonsey case and the lack of clarity over its consequences does add greater tension to these discussions? And how will he ensure that we can have confidence that the recommendations that the Tenant Farming Forum brings forward will be fair to all parties involved?
Minister.
Presiding Officer, you will be aware that I cannot comment on a current live case. But what I am happy to say is that we have been legislating to put into law the recommendations of the Tenant Farming Forum. We will continue to work with that forum to make sure that we do get increased access to new entrant opportunities. And indeed, the Forestry Commission, for example, for which I am responsible, has created new starter units. And right across government, we will take every opportunity to create ways in for new entrants.